Bourbon and Masters of Podcast, Season 6, Episode 3. That's 2 less than Cinco de Mayo.
Tres.
3. But anyway, I'm Hound Dog. Got the Rodinator Slow Ride out here today. And what's going on, fellas?
I had a long day. I don't know about you guys. It was nice, but it was long. How about you, Slow?
Same here, man. Just kicking back here on the mountain and soaking up some rays and enjoying this pollen.
So
I'm hacking and coughing. That's why.
That's what's pollen still
being
falling
heavily
up there?
medicated by the end of the show.
So pollen's still coming around up there, huh? It's already come and gone here.
Yeah, at this altitude, I was a little higher today, about 4,000 feet, and it was it's just now kicking in.
Mine was all clear down here because yesterday we got a fucking gully washer of rain. It washed everything. All the pollen
really?
washed everything off the tree. Yeah, I'm talking about like monsoon. Like I got a little river, little lake, little stream running through my backyard. It came up high, but come about 6 feet high. One of those gully washer ones you guys call in the south. Yeah. So it was it was cool today. No pollen. And the sun was out, so it was a very nice day.
It rained here, too. I tell you what an exciting life I have. Saturday, my whole ideology was to dig up rocks in the yard so I can mow better.
That's fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Then, a buddy of the show.
You dig them up, mow better.
Well, I thought with the rain I could dig them a little easier, but it was just raining so hard.
Does Shootout Mountain affect your English? Because, man, you're going downhill quick, brother. You said mow better.
Mow better.
I'm going to mow better.
That's like Gastonia in me.
I'm going to mow better than them rocks.
Sound like you coming from the hood, brother. You still patrolling the streets, bro.
See, I totally missed all that. I'll tell you, Saturday night, a buddy of the show and also been a co-host and a guest, Gary Johnson, calls me.
Yep.
He says, wife's at the beach, man. That's all call you. So what you up to? I said, now, of all your friends, I'm the one you know to be sitting home alone by themselves on Saturday night. He goes, oh, yeah. Well, you got it right.
Yeah. Well, Shootout Mountain, you got 15 fucking people. I mean, there's not a whole lot of options up there.
That's true. That's true.
You kind of put yourself in a predicament. Yeah, if you want to be with people. But go ahead, Al. What do we got going on, brother?
I'll tell you what I'm drinking tonight. I am drinking Weller 12 year.
Oh, man, that's good stuff.
Well, dude, guess what?
Guess
what I'm drinking?
What are you drinking? Oh, Weller Antique 107.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Well, I tell you, that's quite the segue into my little red label, Knob Creek Smoked Maple. It's a whiskey, not a bourbon.
What is it, Hound Dog?
It's a toothache in a bottle.
Toothache in a bottle. It tastes real sweet.
Well, now, what I do sell it to my buddies and stuff as being a dessert drink. After a big meal,
it is
a little sweetness.
That's a polite way. It's dessert drink.
Yeah, that's
dessert drink.
Hey, us ladies like it.
Yes. You going
That's
to the
more
club?
German it was.
Are you going to the club tonight? You going to the club tonight? Do you pinky out?
Let's just look at it. Look.
Yeah, see,
there it is. I knew it was out.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be out. This show was forever tarnished. All right.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, really? It took you 6 seasons to figure that
out? We've been working on tarnishing it for 6 seasons.
Yeah, no doubt.
Right, man. Yeah. On a more serious note, I know we got some serious things to cover tonight, guys.
Kind
of unusual for our show. Sadly, we have to do it. We need to do it.
Yeah,
we need to do it.
Yeah.
I'll be honored to take the lead on this.
And to prop it, you are retired Charlotte Meck PD.
Charlotte Meck
Captain from Charlotte Police Department.
Yep. And it just so happens that there was a very bad shooting in Charlotte that included people from the U.S. Marshals Task Force. Now, a U.S. Marshals Task Force is usually made up of U.S. Marshals, obviously, and then officers from around the state who come to the task force and get sworn in and become federal type people. So this particular task force had some different folks in it from different agencies, and they were going after a bad guy, of course. And the bad guy, we decided on the show, folks, that we're not going to say this dickhead's name.
He's not deserving.
He's dead. We're good with that. And
he's running in hell right now.
Yeah, maybe some folks, somebody loved him somewhere as motherfucker. But I'll tell you what, this piece of shit had 5, 6, 7 pages of arrest history of crimes. He should have been in jail. He should have never been out. And the way we know he should have never been out is because he shot and killed 4 law enforcement officers and wounded 4 others. 8 people total, because he didn't want to go to jail again.
And he ambushed him. It wasn't like a
right.
man. gun
The
show,
coward.
like a gun show, yeah.
Right.
Shootout. He ambushed
They
him.
Right.
cowardly ambushed them.
Yeah, for a firearm by felon charge, which means basically what it says, folks. It's a guy with a gun who's a felon, okay, and flee to elude from Lincoln County, North Carolina. So he's going to go to jail for the same thing he's been in jail before, which is less than, I think he's done less than 2 or 3 years for like 5 or 6, 7 pages worth of crimes. He's a career criminal. He's part of, and I'm not going to rant, but just for a second, he's part of the symptoms of this country, where there's no bail in New York. You can assault a cop in the morning, be out by noon and have lunch, and assault another one in the afternoon. It's the constant dropping of charges. Remember the COVID charges, the COVID time, where they would drop charges because they didn't want court. They want people sick with their stupid masks, and oh my God, it's a pandemic. It was all a lie and horse shit. That's it, period. But they let a lot of people loose. And this guy's got a lot of cases that were dropped, charges dismissed, and here we are. So anyway, getting back to what happened that day. Apparently, the task force was tracking this guy for firearm by felon charge and a flee to elude in Lincoln County, and probably career criminal type charges because he's been pretty active. And they tried to take him down in his front yard. And again, folks, anything we say here, don't take it to the bank as absolute gospel because it's still under investigations. Things change. People's perspectives on the scene, which was probably well over 90 or 100 officers total, when everything was said and done, people see things from different angles and have different perspectives. So we're giving what we have right now is what we're giving to you guys. Okay.
Yeah.
So they tried to take him down in the front yard. He managed to make it back into his house as officers approached, and he had a high-powered rifle in there. No such thing as an assault weapon. Okay, folks. So,
Yeah.
if it was a hammer and he hit me with it, it would be an assault hammer. But we're not going to call it an assault weapon. We're going to call it a rifle.
A rifle.
That
What it
shoots-
is, it's a rifle.
Yeah, call it what it is.
Thanks.
Exactly
It
right.
shoots rifle rounds. It may have been an AR-15, which is a rifle that shoots rifle rounds, or it could have been a damn deer rifle.
Model 15.
Yeah, it could have been a damn deer rifle. Could have been a 308. Who the hell knows, right? But anyway, so he started shooting from inside the house, and before you know it, we have 4 officers down initially, which are 4 officers, three officers initially from the task force. And then as officers started arriving for 1018, 1033, 1018 meaning officers need assistance, 1033 means emergency traffic. And I'm assuming they saw people down in the front yard, their brothers back down in the front yard, and officers responding tried to go to them and help, and they were shot. Because they came in to render aid and to pull their brothers to safety.
Right.
So, so right now I'm going to pause there. He's in the house shooting, and some of the U.S. Let me just say some names of these heroes, if I may.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Thomas M. Weeks was a U.S. Marshal. He was actually a Marshal. Wasn't sworn in from another department. He was a U.S. Marshal. We have Sam Polche, and if I said that wrong, I apologize. It's Polche. Sam. And Alden, Alden, Alden Elliott, Elliott, both of the North Carolina Department of Adult Correction. So they were from the corrections part, and they were sworn in to be part of the task force, right? The corrections aspect. And then those are the folks I believe were on the task force that were shot and killed. The 4th officer killed was not part of the task force. I'm 99% sure. He was a responding officer, a CMPD veteran of 6 years. His name was Joshua Eyer, E-Y-E-R, CMPD, 6-year vet. A little research, I believe he was with the National Guard. He's retired, but he was deployed twice. So not only did he fight a war over there, he's fighting the war in the streets of Charlotte as well.
Right.
I believe he retired a Sergeant E7. I have no idea what that means. I was a college kid. I was not a military guy. But I hear E7 is a pretty damn good rank to reach in the National Guard.
Yes, ranking above a staff sergeant and below a master sergeant.
There you go. So I believe he's pretty damn squared away. In fact,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
In fact, I knew him a little bit. He was kind of a rookie kind. He's on 2 years when I retired. I have run into him. I did meet him. I did know him, but not real well. And I know he left behind, unfortunately, a wife and a 3-year-old little boy, I believe. So that's Joshua Eyer. He was one of ours, CMPD. Now there was 4 other officers also who, kind of get lost in the shuffle, and I'm going to pull them up real quick if that's okay. And I want to I just would like to call them out as heroes as well, because
yeah.
you don't have to
Yeah.
die to be a hero, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They were shot at, and they were shot. Some were grazed. One was shot in the leg, so forth.
Well, I tell you, you can tell the cops from everybody else because we're the one running toward gunfire.
Toward the
Right.
gunfire.
Everybody else is
Yeah.
running away. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I think Joshua was probably running towards the gunfire in order to save some, either Thomas or Sam or Alden, who were already down in the front yard, because the marshals got shot first because they were there trying to take the guy down.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Joshua was a responding officer when they're calling, shots fired 10:18, 10:33, emergency traffic. And he's responding, probably sees people down in the yard, and he's pretty familiar with gunshots, right? Being deployed
Right.
twice. So
Yeah.
he probably went right out there and tried
Absolutely.
to pull somebody to safety and got shot, and he made the ultimate sacrifice.
His whole family did.
Yeah.
The community. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
We all bleed. Even retired guys, man. It's been a rough week, man. I've been angry and pissed off. I've been irritable, man. But another CMP officer who was injured was Christopher Tolley. He remains hospitalized in stable condition. He's still in there, getting surgeries. Two other officers were shot. Michael Giglio, I know of him, and Jack Blowers were released on Monday after being treated for gunshot wounds. Another officer, Justin Campbell, broke his foot and was released from the hospital Tuesday morning after being trained. If you ever try to run in full vest and everything being shot at in those damn shoes they give you, easy to break your foot. Step up the curb in the wrong way, and you break a damn ankle, break a foot quick, because they ain't freaking Nikes.
Very true.
Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that. As it ends up, there was a huge funeral procession.
Oh yeah.
For Joshua. I'm sure for all of them, but Joshua's the one I really knew about because, of course, it was done here in Charlotte, and it was right downtown on Davidson Street at the church that we always do it at.
Yeah.
And of course, officers lined up at the. Well, you know what? I'm skipping through, guys. I'm sorry. I went straight to that. I should have started back up after the officers were down in the yard. What happened was then, apparently, there was some more shooting coming, and apparently what they're saying now is the scumbag, the dead bed guy, was going from window to window and had several guns in the different windows, and was able to shoot out the back of the house and the front of the house, kind of almost like there was multiple suspects.
In the way the way it looked, he's shooting through the glass and screen as well. So he's had to be hidden behind all that,
Right.
and shooting from a hidden location. You just
Right.
can't see him through those mess.
Right, and there was also a 39-year-old woman and a 17-year-old female in there, which we didn't know about till the end, but I just wanted to throw it in there. So he's shooting, and at some point, at least 100 rounds. They're talking 90 to 100 rounds were fired, all told by everybody, kind of all over.
Yeah.
They're still collecting rounds or so stuff. By the time it was all done, they tore the front of the house off. At some point, bad guy comes out in the front yard, and he gets blasted and sent straight to hell. So, and then, of course, they had to talk the other people out of the house. It took a while. This was like an all-day, all-night ordeal, and then here comes the investigation, and everybody, it's a huge deal. And things are still being uncovered. Things are still being done. Timelines are still being made. Evidence is being collected. People are being talked to, and so forth. So,
just because the bad guy is dead and the officers are killed or injured, the investigation does not stop there. It continues, and it continues, and it continues.
Oh yeah.
And I tell you, Rod, what is your chief's name?
The chief now is Johnny Jennings.
Johnny Jennings. There's two things. One I thought was odd. They never call him Chief Jennings. Always Chief Johnny Jennings. Now, I don't know what you think about him. I don't know the man, but I was impressed with all his press releases.
Oh, good, yeah.
Very well spoken, covered things, and he was articulate and really thought his answers out. And I think he done an excellent job.
Yeah, he's
and you can see the remorse in his face. You can see the pain in his face.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He loves the department, and he loves what he does. I believe he's been on 32 years now. I've worked fairly closely with him on a couple of occasions when I was a captain, in meetings and stuff or on different things. And he was always he was just the type of guy that doesn't mind. Hey Johnny, how you doing? You could throw a Johnny out there, and I don't think he'd care. Like he's, what I'm saying, he's not real particular. like 10 Hut type of guy. He's more of a laid back chief.
He's not one of these. You see this right here on my collar?
Right. Yeah, he's very approachable. Very approachable guy.
Yeah.
I was very impressed with his
Well, I'm glad.
speaking abilities.
He did a hell of a job.
I'm
He
glad.
really
I'm glad.
did.
Well, it's a lot of stress too. You know what I'm saying? When you know you're on nationwide
yeah.
news, you got everything going on, and
It's
you know,
off the cuff too. He didn't have a lot of time to
no
prepare for
notes.
that.
And everything's everything's in flux, right? Like 1 minute you hear this, like, oh, Chief, I got an update. I got another update. I got another update. So
Hey, can you explain why would they use a lieutenant to do all the intros? Was he involved in community relations or what?
That's a community. I saw the lieutenant up there doing that, and what I'm thinking, he's with community relations.
Yeah, so,
he's the information officer, basically, the guy
Let me lay the groundwork here. What we're talking about, if you're not caught up what we're saying, we're talking about the press release. These guys came out and done 30, 40, 50 minutes of press release every time they got an update. And the lieutenant would come on and do the intro, who's there, what they're doing. He's very good as well. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the speakers would come out and speak. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that gentleman there, whether it was community relations or whether it was the chief's. I'm not sure, but we do have a community relations and some folks who you call if you need information. Okay, the news calls these folks if they need information. They don't call the chief anymore and bug him. Well, some people do. They have a cell number, right? But they call these people for information. So he's usually lead, and then like you saw, he would give the bones of it, and then he'd say, okay, and he introduced the mayor, or then he would introduce the chief to come speak. Yeah. But he would be the lead, and that's that lieutenant. Yeah. So
yeah, he done a good job as well.
Yeah, he did a good job as well. So so after all the dust cleared, they started doing that. Then the funeral arrangements were made, and if you didn't see I don't know, dude, I'm a bagpipe guy. You guys? When those bagpipes play,
the hair in the back of your neck stands up.
Oh my God, the bagpipes and taps, it's just, dude, it's automatic like waterworks for me. It
now,
just makes me
did
crazy.
you go to the funeral, Rod?
I didn't. I wasn't able to make it. No.
Now, and the thing about it is, if you haven't seen, it's sad to say, a police funeral.
Oh man,
there's numerous ones that's on YouTube. You need to go look at that, man, and just watch it, and it's just unbelievable. The love, the respect, the support.
Oh, yeah.
You see a lot of these scumbags, pieces of dog crap on there talking bad about cops and this, but when this happens, man, the community, they come out and show their true colors. They're really supportive, and it's unbelievable.
I'm going to hold the picture up. This is the bagpipes and the guy in the front. Who's the guy in front who leads the bagpipes? He's kind of got like
the bagpipe leader.
A trident, I guess we could say that. There's a cooler name than that, though. So.
Oh, yeah, and he does. Yeah, he does exactly
he got a big fez on his head.
So do either of you guys? I don't know.
Wow.
Do either of you guys know?
You see that?
Yeah.
Slow. Can you see that?
Crap.
Oh yeah. It's just
okay. So
good.
you see the guy, and you see the officers, everybody behind them, the line.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So all those officers line up in front of CMPD headquarters. The bagpipe guys get in front, like you see, and the dude leading them, and that's what walked to the church. Traffic blocked, all in line.
People stand over top of bridges. Alongside stop, their hat off, hands to their heart.
Look at that dude's face in front. It means business, bro. I love that stuff.
You know what? Speaking of that, I went to a law enforcement motorcycle club meeting yesterday where there was about 5 or 6 different motorcycle clubs at this law enforcement motorcycle clubs at this meeting. One of the guys that was there, he was from North Myrtle Beach PD, motor cop there, and he went to the funeral. And he said, man, part of my job is riding my motor to police officer funeral. He said, I've been to probably 30 of them. Wow. He said, the one in Charlotte the other day, he said it was phenomenal. It was unbelievable, how squared away everything was. And he talked about that very thing, about that long line of officers, walking to the church. Oh, yeah. He said, man, I've never been a part of anything like that. And he said, it's such an amazing thing to see.
It was. They did,
you guys
did a fantastic job.
You guys were talking, so I looked it up myself. I didn't know. Why are bagpipes associated with the cops? So I Googled it and it says many Irish and Scottish immigrants took jobs that were considered dirty, like firefighters and police officers, and the bagpipe tradition carried on through there.
Oh, nice.
Through their countries into ours. With
I'll take that label. I am dirty. I'm a dirty motherfucker. But anyway, great church service from the people there. Like I heard, same thing you did, Hound Dog. it was just done really well. And the thing about it is, it's great. Is the church is maybe a block or two away, so it's a nice walk. It's a nice march, and what you see is people lined up on the street. It doesn't matter what people are doing. It's amazing because we say sometimes we don't have enough people on our side, right? Enough people backing us. Yeah. But when this stuff happens, man, they're standing out on the sidewalks. They're standing out on bridges. The fire trucks come out with the ladder extended up and the big flag hanging down. And there's little kids out there doing the little Robert Kennedy salute when his dad went by. Remember that famous picture?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it takes your breath. It takes your breath. Yeah. So they do really well. Unfortunately, we're burying heroes, but they do a really good job with it.
Yeah.
On a positive note, I wanted to mention that Tunnels to Towers is a company that is something that was formed after 9/11 by a gentleman who his brother. The backstory is had to run from the tunnels, the Lincoln Tunnel. I'm not sure which one. It was running from the tunnels because of the traffic, so he had to run to the towers. Tunnels to Towers. You understand?
Gotcha.
That's how the name came about. And what they do is they pay off the mortgages of fallen veterans, first responders, whether it be police, fire, stuff like that. Most of the time I see them when I'm watching the news or I see something. Fox News has them on a lot because they do a lot of work and they like to highlight Tunnels to Towers. Rush Limbaugh, one of my old buddies I used to listen to on the radio, was really a promoter of them because it's a good cause. These veterans would come back from the war with handicaps, no legs, no arms, whatever, and they would build them houses that were handicap accessible for whatever your handicap was. Like if you had a freaking hook for an arm, and I'm not trying to be funny, they would make the things where you could press buttons with the hook or hook things, or if you didn't have legs, the countertop would lower automatically if you were at the sink, and then would go back up when other folks who were able to walk would use the sink. And they make houses like that for these guys when they come back alive, but busted up.
Yeah.
And when they don't come back, they pay mortgages off, or they buy houses for people and pay the mortgages off. But all four of the fallen guys, again, Thomas M. Weeks, Sam Polche, Alden Elliott, and Joshua Iyer, all of their homes the mortgages will be paid in full or taken care of by Tunnels to Towers. So, folks,
that's wonderful.
Let's shout out Tunnels to Towers right now.
Yeah, God bless those folks.
I think they asked for
$11. You get a chance, support those people.
I think they asked for $11 a month, and you would be doing something huge. I forget what that means, what that translates into, but $11 a month.
Yeah.
Divided into 4 weeks, you barely make $3 a week. I mean,
you spend that on a soft drink.
Yeah, you spend that on a Mountain Dew or something, or whatever. So anyway, Tunnels to Towers, that's good news, but nothing will replace. I don't know. Did you guys hear Joshua's wife? Did you hear any of the? I know you didn't go to the funeral, but did you hear any on the news or anything? Did you listen? Did you hear?
No, I didn't see it.
Oh my God, dude! Just she spoke through crying.
Really?
But she kept speaking, but she was crying the whole time. But speaking, it was so brave and so cool, and just wanted to reach through and give her a hug and say everything's gonna be okay, and pick up that little boy.
Is that the little boy that wrote the letter?
I believe.
Was that his?
All right, he was too. Set the ground for what are you guys talking about? I'm a little lost on it as well.
The lady. I was talking about Joshua's wife, who spoke at the funeral.
Okay.
She was speaking at the funeral, and she was on stage in front of all those people we saw marching there, speaking a tribute to him. But I'm saying she was crying, but she just powered through and kept talking, but she was crying the whole time and just said such nice things.
And unfortunately, we've all been to police funerals, and people that hadn't to set the stage. Doesn't matter the size of the church, is full. They've got an off-site where people gather that can't get into the church and view it on monitors.
Right.
And then there's still people standing outside because there's no place that can contain the capacity of people that's going to be there.
Yeah. But she did a great job. But I think what you're talking about, Hound Dog, is one of the. I think it was one of the youngsters of one of the other three gentlemen.
Okay, yeah.
I think it was a 12-year-old.
Yeah, 12-year-old boy wrote a. really, really touching letter. I mean, it brought tears to my eyes just reading it.
Yeah, talking about how his dad was a hero, and if he could be half the person his dad was, like he would be.
Yep.
12 years old.
It was something else, man.
Oh my God. So anyway, we're dealing with that this week, and unfortunately, I'm the bearer of bad news, and I tell it like it is. Shit's going to happen again, and I'll tell you why it's going to happen again. Because we have too many bad people allowed to run the streets, commit crime, and there's no consequences. It's like children, folks, right? Don't touch the stove, son. Oh, you want to touch it? Go ahead and touch it. Oh, you burned your hand, huh? He'll never touch the stove again. It's so elementary, but it's going to happen again and that's why all this crazy stuff happens in California and different places like that, New York, because there's no teeth to the laws, and that's what's sad. And so, as police officers, we know that when we lock them up, they're not going to stay there.
Yeah.
They're just not going to stay there. And you're going to see them out on the street again. And you're going to do it again. You're going to do it again. We used to laugh. We used to call it job security, didn't we, Hound Dog?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man.
Slow. It was job security.
Oh, exactly right.
Yeah, we're never going to get laid off. No, well, unless they defund us like they did up in fucking Minneapolis. That worked out well.
Yeah, that worked
The
out
thing
really
about it is
well.
they can't
Seattle.
defund this podcast.
Yeah, you can't defund this podcast.
We are on the listening side, and we're on YouTube as well. So if you're listening side, in YouTube, if especially YouTube, if you're looking, it looks like I'm not paying attention. I'm just maintaining game.
He's not. He's not.
Maintain game. Make sure that we cover the things we need to cover. So if I don't, I'm not.
He's looking to push a button. I don't know. He's just looking to push a button.
Yeah, he's pushing buttons.
I'm good at pushing buttons.
He's been pushing my
Hound
buttons
Dog
for
again.
38 years.
Yeah, he's going to cancel Hound Dog again. He's going to upload Hound Dog real quick, and Hound Dog's going to disappear off the screen.
Yep, that's what he's doing. Like last week.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got feedback on that for about 15 minutes. It was a great show. Then Hound Dog came back. and by the way, that was your wife, by the way.
Or was it till 15 minutes? Great show. Then Hound Dog went away.
There you go. You get
probably what it was.
Guys, any last words on the tragedy? I think we covered everything important. I really wanted to get to.
You know what I want to do? I want to raise my glass to those guys, man. To all the officers and their families that have went through this, we love you. Mm-hmm. We appreciate you. Cheers.
And we support you. We're always here.
Yeah, we support you.
Cheers.
Yeah, luckily 3 of us done our tour of duty, and we
luckily
we're here to
we're able to
podcast
retire.
now.
Yeah, and I mean, and I've been shot at and stuff, but never hit. So it's scary as shit.
Oh,
I don't care who you are. Don't care who you are.
Well, people ask me up here, said, "Man, how'd you make it as a cop for 30 years and still be doing okay?" I'm well preserved.
There you go. You know what I seriously tell them? I tell them the reason I'm still around is because I got promoted.
Yeah.
If I had to do 30 years on the street, I probably wouldn't have made it one way or the other. Something would have happened. IA would have got me, or use of force would have got me, or would have been shot or stabbed or something. I don't know.
Hey, talking about IA, I'm going to tell you something funny. And Sergeant Lawado, matter of fact, he actually texted me a couple weeks ago. He was sergeant over Internal Affairs. And I'm a sergeant at this point. I'm down my office, it's by the exit door, and he comes by and he's sergeant of Internal Affairs. He sticks his head in his door and he's Carver. I go, yes, sir. He goes, you're welcome. He's sergeant of Internal Affairs, and I go, what for? He said, you got a job, don't you?
Damn.
Oh yeah, well, thank you, sir.
I can understand that. I can understand that.
Damn.
Yeah, he was a good guy, man. Good old timey, old school police, and man, he was good. Still is good. Doing well, my understanding.
Good. Guys, we good with the tribute to our fallen?
Yeah, man.
Are we good?
How do you follow that up?
Well, I don't. And I hate to just jump right into something, but I'd like to just smile maybe a little bit and do something that maybe.
I do want to add this for me.
What's that?
I do want to add this if you
go ahead.
Don't.
Yes, sir.
Hound Dog, credit to Hound Dog. He brought to our attention this 3 Cross bourbon.
That was Rod.
Is that Rod?
Yeah.
That's okay. You're getting old. Go ahead. That was me.
Go ahead.
Hey, I wrote it down so I could remember it.
You wrote down the wrong name, Hound Dog, so you can remember the wrong thing. Okay, that's good.
Go ahead, 6'3".
All right, Rod.
6'3".
And what they're making fun of is on the we do a podcast outline so they can see. about 3 pages. Make sure we stay on course, everything. And I wrote the very top 6-3, and 15 minutes later, I'm like, hey guys, what the hell is 6-3? We're all like, I don't know. Season 6, episode 3.
I was writing it down, folks. Season 6, episode 3. He wrote down 6-3. 5 seconds later. What the fuck
Yeah, it was
is
like
6-3?
It took
today's
10
date?
minutes to realize what that is. What?
Today's 5-4. We're all over the map. We're pitiful, man.
All right, 3 Cross Bourbon done a tribute to police. It's tell me if I'm right, Rod. 1042 end of watch bourbon.
1042 is your 1042 means you're going off duty. 1041 is coming on duty for us here in Charlotte, at least.
Yeah, same here.
And
same
I think
cat
Slow
bottle.
has a nice picture of the bottle, which us cops get off on this, guys. A nice bottle of bourbon with a nice picture on the front of it. And I just thought this was brought to me by a friend of mine. See that, folks? The blue line flag, 1042, end of watch. If you can't read it, I hope you can. What a cool bottle! It's a 750 milliliter bottle, right? Slow.
You know. Yes, it's a fifth. It's topped off in blue at the blue line flag.
That's cool as shit for bourbon drinkers. Maybe you want to look into getting that. And I got to give guys Dave Collins a shout out. He's
Chopper Dave.
Chopper Dave.
Chopper Dave. He drives a helicopter, folks.
What happened? Chopper Dave.
Get to the chopper. Yeah,
Get to the chopper.
Chopper Dave's the one who he posted that on one of our talk groups, and I saw it and I introduced it to you guys. So I got to give credit where credit's due. Yeah, Chopper Dave, a visitor on the show, almost was a host for a minute, but he's flying choppers now.
He was the unknown host for like 3 episodes.
He was the host with no name, and but now he's flying choppers and still drinking bourbon, obviously. So anyway, thank you, Chopper Dave.
Hopefully not the same time.
Exactly.
Might be more interesting.
Hey, and
you ain't gonna hit shit up. You ain't gonna hit shit up there.
Hey, y'all, watch this shit.
I hate to sound self-centered, but if you find a bottle of that somewhere in North Carolina, Tennessee area, man, please leave something in the comments. Let us know. I'd love to have a bottle of that to keep and put behind the shelf here.
We do have after Chopper Dave put that on our site, we have several folks in Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia looking for it. So. I'm not sure what the company said it was from. Did it say, Slow? Do you have it at your fingertips? Or where they're from? Are they Virginia company?
Yeah, Virginia. I couldn't pronounce the county that they're in. But Virginia, it's a source whiskey, but they produce it. They put it out and bottle it. But the source probably from MPG or whatever it is now from Indiana.
Yeah.
Which is nothing wrong with that. As long as you disclose it, and they disclose that it is a sourced whiskey.
Yeah, and explain source whiskey.
Yeah, source whiskey is where if we had like the 3 Bourbon and Badges distilleries, and we have a other distillery distill our bourbon.
Oh, okay.
And then they send us the barrels. We can age it, or they can age it for us. But we did not distill it. It's distilled off site and brought to us.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then we can age it and bottle it under our name brand.
Gotcha. Good information.
Yep.
I just thought that was a good thing to bring up on the show today, being 1042. Cool. Because I know, too, when an officer passes or is killed, they have over the air. You guys know, familiar with it? They always announce a 1042.
Oh man! Talking about almost won't you throw up and not in your throat?
Yeah, folks, you'll hear so and so is 1042.
Johnny Baker for us there, Reggie. They done it for Johnny.
Yeah.
Yep. Sure did.
Anyway, okay. I'm trying to close this chapter. Go ahead.
I give one quick note for people who don't know what task force generally are. And task force generally is they'll take members from different departments and put them together to form a task force to handle certain situations. And generally involves federal people like the U.S. Marshals and local jurisdiction, because the feds have great federal jurisdiction, gives everybody federal jurisdiction, and the smaller groups or organizations. When I say small, 2,500 man department. Charlotte Meck, something like that.
The local guys.
Yeah, they don't have all that rhetoric and red tape they have to cut through like the feds do.
Right.
So they use our more simplified ways or direct ways of handling the issues, and we use their jurisdiction. Does that make sense?
Basically combining resources as we should do.
Yeah.
Like the right hand needs to know what the left's doing. How about we just work together?
Yeah.
Put them together. I know when I was a captain over property crimes, we had something called an MOU, I believe it was, that we signed with the FBI folks. And my cyber unit and the FBI would go out and lock up these pedophiles who were doing the computer pornography stuff, the child porn. And
That's not why Chopper Dave wasn't on the show, is it?
no, Chopper Dave is not that type of person. Chopper Dave hates those sons of bitches. But we would team up with the FBI, and what the good thing was, they would bring all their resources in their lab, and we could use all that for us, and we would run all the bullshit, local bullshit, red tape, go to court and do all that stuff here. And it was great because we would pull up to a house, 6 a.m, the FBI van with us, knock on the door. The fat, goofy bastard would answer the door, look at us, look at the FBI van, and one guy just fell to the floor and started crying. And we went, Went in his house, got the tower from his computer, brought it down to the FBI vehicle, plugged it up. Yep, there it is. Bye-bye, 20 to life. He goes fed time.
Yeah.
And it's the most satisfying. That was one of the most satisfying because I felt like I was really making an impact.
Oh yeah.
Until I saw that.
Got that animal off the street.
Yeah. Until I saw that.
Piece of shit.
After you get him and you track where he got his from, and you see he got it from London, England, then you got to call London, England, and they got to start an investigation over there, and then maybe theirs goes to Peru or goes to Ecuador. Yep. It's a web of shit over the planet.
And there's an organization that ties all that together, Interpol.
Yeah, Interpol.
It ties all that together.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, I got off track there, but yeah, that's what task force and working together, you can get really good results as long as people don't get selfish and try to keep all the glory for themselves.
Right.
Share the wealth. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Rest in peace.
How do you follow all that, man?
With some funny shit. Let's do a funny one.
And I hate to say it, I did not prep this show good enough because there is a poem at some point I want us to read about an officer's death. I don't know if I could read it without tearing up. Now I hate that though. I hate that I didn't have that prepared for tonight.
Now I want to say one thing that's going to be funny, and this is just a straight slam on slow. You called it a poem. It's a psalm. The P is silent. It's a psalm. P.S.
All right, hang on, Rod. I'm sorry. What did you say, Rod? I can't hear you, Rod.
Go ahead, hit the baby thing. Hit it. Hit it.
You're back on.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
Don't push buttons with the guy that pushes buttons.
I think it's the alcohol. You've been drinking a lot more than I have.
I don't think the button that you pushed, Slow Ride, worked because he kept on talking. I could hear him just fine.
But I couldn't hear him.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were going to hit the baby one. I thought you were going to hit me because I was complaining.
I thought you
I've been trying to refrain from all that because of the seriousness of the show. So, you notice I didn't do the pour button or the cork button because of the.
No, and I appreciate that. But
that's the spirit of this show. But we'll do it now.
We got to get
popping
back.
a cork.
We got to get back. Yeah, let's get back.
Get in our pour.
Pick up people's spirits a little bit. Everybody mourns.
And Rod, in our pre-podcast meeting.
There it is. There it is. I was complaining today, folks.
The cryinator.
I was a cryinator for a while. To say I was bitching.
And one more I love playing because it's a new one for us.
I like that one too. You should do that when I start cursing and stuff. YouTube's gonna get us. But
so a couple weeks ago, Rod sends Slow Ride and I a text. It's about this story that happened in Peru or something down where like that.
Brazil. Yep.
Brazil.
Yep.
I could not believe it, and it has to do with a guy that may or may not be living.
Not living.
And
Weekend at Bernie's.
Like
I know where you're going.
It was. You know what? You just tied it all in slow. It's a Weekend at Bernie's story.
It was.
It really is.
You young guys, listen to us. You don't know what that is. You need to go back and watch an old movie called Weekend at Bernie's.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's old
long story
school.
short, they were hanging out with this rich guy. He died, and rather than letting the party go out because he's dead, they dressed him up and kept him alive and took him everywhere and just flopped his arm over their shoulder and would carry him around like a big fucking dummy, but he was dead, and he would fall over and fall out of the boat, and like when they were fishing, it was pretty funny.
Sunglasses. You go.
Always sunglasses on because you can want to see his eyes. Yeah. So
it was Weekend at Bernie's.
It was Weekend at Bernie's, but. So, folks, what Hound Dog was referring to is it happened in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
Okay.
A woman brought her 68-year-old man brought in a guy
Uncle.
dead.
Uncle, yeah.
In a wheelchair, right? Uncle, to a bank branch to try to get a loan in his name. So she and just let me see if I can. I don't know if you can. They got the poor guy blurred out, but there she is.
Well, he's dead, so
There
He's
she
dead.
is. It looks like
He's
she's
dead.
holding his head up with that backhand, and she's like explaining shit to him, and he's just kind of sitting there. He's sitting there like slow. He's sitting there like slow ride, looking at buttons while we're doing the show.
yeah.
She's
Is
got a
that
nice
right,
tat.
Uncle? Yeah.
Yeah. So there it is. Okay. So I'm not
Do you want
kidding.
this interest rate?
It's a real story.
Yeah.
Exactly. So she brings him in the bank, and according to the article, she just like started a conversation with the bank teller with him, and he gave no response ever to nothing.
Like
So,
they
like,
get,
He was
get by with it.
dead.
No, I know he's dead, but like that's like how did she think this was gonna go?
Well, she's telling the bank, you know your interest rate's killing them, right?
Yeah. Look, he's half dead. No, he's all the way dead. So she brings him into the bank branch, and she started a conversation with the deceased guy while talking to the bank teller. And the bank teller, it took a minute for the bank teller to why I don't know.
Yeah.
Like according to the article, like they started speaking and talking, and this went on for a minute. Like, how do you not know that fucker's not like is like how
Well, you know, there's a
how do you know
period
the
of
guy's not dead?
disbelief, like,
Yeah. Or
is this
it might
really
be
happening?
Or am I being scammed? Like, am I on freaking candy cameras?
Oh, yeah. Start
Not
looking for
candy cameras for old people. Am I being punked, or
Yeah.
whatever it is, a secret? But according to this, Vieira Nunez, the lady trying to pull it, caught the attention of bank employees. No
Do
shit.
you think?
Yeah, do you think? And it could have been the smell, maybe. Maybe
gonna
there's
say
a
it.
smell. I don't know.
Man, yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
And they began filming the dialogue she had with her uncle, and they did not see him respond to any commands. Again, because he's dead, folks, right? So she asked the elderly man to sign a paper. This is a good trick. She's asking him
Yeah.
to sign a paper. Now, Weekend at Bernie's, they had a string attached to his hand, and when people would wave hi, they'd pull the string, and the string would flop his hand up and down like this. So everybody thought Bernie was alive. That was in the movie.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she saw the movie because she didn't have his hand. She could have had his hand.
I
like-
may be watching that later tonight, by the way.
to sign a paper authorizing the bank to lend him approximately $3,200. So she's trying to get $3,200 off of the dead guy's account.
Wonder why that number.
I don't know. You'd think it'd be more than that for.
She probably saw the bank account. That was probably all that was in there.
Oh,
good point, yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
Good point.
She went, quote, this is a quote, "Uncle, are you listening? You need to sign, sir. If you don't sign, there's no way. I can't sign for you. What can I do? I'll do." And I guess she went, that's a quote. I don't speak like that. She went to, I guess,
Well.
slow, stop it. You said Psalms, so I just don't want to hear it. When the customer didn't react, the bank
I didn't
employee-
say that. Knob Creek Smoke Maple did.
Exactly. Toothache in a bottle. Bank employees called the emergency service and paramedics, of course, because they're worried about the guy. And they arrived, and of course, Paulo Roberto Braga, 68, had been dead for several hours. So she didn't wait on this, boys. He wasn't stinking. He just died.
Oh,
And she
no.
went, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Let me call paramedics. No, let me hit the bank first.
Let's go to the
Let
bank.
me hit the
We got to have
bank.
priorities.
Yeah.
I need $3,200.
Exactly right. This bastard owes me.
Here,
I was
sign
paying
this.
I was paying for his dentures. Yeah,
Sign this.
sign this. Exactly. The police were called to the scene where they arrested Erica De Souza for crimes of fraud and desecration of a corpse, and she could be sentenced up to 7 years in prison for a weekend at Bernie's
For $32.
fraudulent attempted transaction. That's in Brazil, folks, not in the United States, so it ain't in Florida, like where everything happens. Any thoughts on that, guys? Getting loans from dead people.
I wonder if her and the girl that got impregnated by the dead guy could be like cellies.
Oh yeah, are they related?
Oh, they could be related. True.
Or the same person.
Yeah.
Maybe she needs $3,200 for like
Child care.
pays them that court cost.
Yeah. No, for hair grooming for that little furry fucker she had. Folks, that was another show where a lady got.
Oh yeah, you got to listen to our old stuff, man, and know what we're talking about.
It was back in the day, guys. That's it. That's what I got on wheelchair guy. So,
Man, that's
Isn't
crazy.
that not crazy?
People do the damnedest things.
They'll try anything for a buck.
Yeah, they would.
oh, yeah.
And what gets me, they think they can get away with it. Come on now.
You know, I guess if I was going to pull that thing off, I'd be like, okay, I get him from here to there. I get him in the car, get him out of the car into the wheelchair. Then I wheel him inside. And we're sitting there, and I could do most of the talking. But at some point, how am I going to overcome
Make his mouth move.
this guy? This son of a bitch ain't saying shit, moving shit, eyes ain't open, and he can't sign or do anything.
So you do him like I told an officer I used to work with, Cranford. He talked like this. How you doing today, Steve? I said, man, your mouth never moves.
Dude,
I said, I'm going to rub my hand up your butt and do this when you talk.
or do the ventriloquist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shake his head a little bit. Maybe his chin will move a little bit. You know, like this.
Yeah, Cranford's mouth never moved when he talked.
Yeah.
Ventriloquist could do it, right? Yeah.
Well,
just saying.
you had to mess with the DWI if you stopped the DWI. And like, do you hear that, officer?
That's true. That's true.
Because his mouth wouldn't move.
Yep.
Yep.
Old Raj.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm sure it's about your department too. We get in retirees, real close to retiring. Chief come down, matter of fact, with Cranford and said, hey, Section 18 at the time was back. That's down by the airport, the Richie Rich area. Never any calls down there. He said, put him down there. The last 3 months of retirement, basically put him out to pasture. Let him relax and not eat a lot of calls or end up with court stuff. So it's always good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They did that in 1989 for me because I worked 3 years and they put me out the pasture.
Put you on Main Street. You had your own office.
Yeah. I told my wife, I said, when she did her last 2 or 3 years, she was officer for most of her career, and then she went into investigations. She went to DV. I think did that for 2 years, and then she went over to crimes against children, which was that's a rough job. Rough job.
Yeah.
Kids being abused.
Very
Did that for 2 years.
unique people to work that.
Yep.
And she was that person to work that, because I knew I couldn't be in a room interviewing somebody like that, because I would end up getting upset and putting hands on them probably. So I couldn't do that. But she was very good at like she was talking to him. She'd say, well, it's really not your fault, if that 8-year-old was sitting on your lap and bouncing up and down. I mean, that could make anybody get a little excited. Like, she was very good at trying to play into their thoughts to try to get
thought process.
Yeah. And then he goes, well, yeah. I mean, it's still, either way you look at it, it's stimulation. She goes, sure. She goes, how can anybody blame you? So then you, of course,
she's just placating the bad
just
guy to
placating.
get.
She got his
to get
confessions.
confessions.
She got the confessions. Yep. Another time, she did a really good search and found a thumb drive. They were about to leave an apartment they were searching, and she went through all the clothes that were hanged up in the closet, and she went into the last pocket of the last coat of the last jacket, found a thumb drive, had all of his videos on it. They were about to walk out of the apartment. Yeah, this was a Spanish dude molesting his daughter and her friends when they come over. They would be playing video games on the TV, and he would be doing nasty shit to them while they were doing that. And
that's crazy.
And you know what the funny?
You bring us up, Rod. They bring us down.
They put us up, yeah, but we can make fun now because he went to prison. And they videotape the evidence, and it's right there.
Yeah, and
they hand you
don't
the
do
case.
well in prison.
Yeah, and they hand you the case. Like, did you do this? I know. I said, it's right here on your thumb drive. It's like, so, like, what are you doing? Like, what happened to the days where you try to hide your crimes? Now they.
Oh, he did. It was in the last pocket, in the last jacket. Oh. Who's going to look there?
Yeah, unbelievable. But so anyway, my point was, then after that, she went to the airport and did policing there for the last 2 or 3 years, just out of sight, out of mind, safe, Yeah. And that's where she finished up. Because when you get in your 50s, you're done, right? And female, she had 3 surgeries on her knees, ACLs from chasing people and stuff. So she needed to stay somewhere safe, and there's nothing wrong with that, because it's a young man's game, and that's why I think our 30-year retirement is ridiculous. I think our retirement in North Carolina should be dropped to 25 or 20, like in New York, because younger officers
South Carolina.
Younger officers are more go-getters. As the older you get, the less interested you get.
Unless I'm wrong. And you guys know I'm never wrong. They changed it now in North Carolina. You can't retire. Don't matter when you start. If you start at age 20, you can't retire till you're 55 years old now.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You sure about that?
Oh yeah, I was till you said that.
So you could start at 21 and you still got to do 34 years before you can retire.
Before you retire.
Holy, so they're raising the retirement age.
Yeah,
full
what
retirement
is
to 34
yeah.
years.
It's terrible.
Because they can't get anybody to work.
Damn.
You know how short-handed police departments are nowadays.
Yeah.
CMPD, Gastonia, everywhere.
Yeah, but when you keep taking things away from the job, like the supplement or like healthcare, right? Isn't that gone too? Then how do you get them to sign up?
Well, exactly right. Now, Jimmy Arndt, a dear friend of ours, he went through the Rig School with Hound Dog and I. He was 20 when he graduated. We went to Myrtle Beach at a graduation. We had to buy his liquor because he was too young. He retired at age 48. I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah, Chopper Dave retired at 47.
Well, look at that. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, no more. You'll be 55 before you retire, stay in North Carolina as a police officer.
Yeah. Can you?
I'm assuming firefighter as well.
So you have to be that age. You can't use sick time either. You got to be that age.
Steve, you've been at 55. You've been retired for 10 years now, or 15 years now.
That's not even close. I retired. Actually, I was pretty close. I retired at 54.
I retired at 54.
I retired at 51.
No, you always got to outdo us, Hound Dog.
Yeah, he beats us all the time.
Yeah,
Y'all ain't talking much about your whiskey. What's going on with the whiskey you guys are drinking?
I like good. This well is strong, dude. Antique 107. It's 107 proof. Yeah, it's got a little. It's a little,
Antique 107. Man. Figure that out, detective.
As Slow says, it's got a little burn to it. So
it's 107 there, Captain.
It's pretty fucking good. But that's pretty good. I just cracked it today, so first time drinking it.
I'll tell you.
This is a liter bottle, so 1 liter. It's not a fifth; it's a liter.
Yeah, a little bigger than fifth.
And it's pretty damn good. I like it. It's one of my
favorites. Did you get that in South Carolina?
No, sir. I got it in North Carolina.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yep, I did.
You don't find a lot of liters in North Carolina.
No, you don't. But this came available, and I got it, man. It's delicious. As you can see, I've drank half the bottle already. Not tonight.
And we know Slow's got his toothache in a bottle, so he's loving that.
Yeah. I'm almost second pour, by the way.
I am too.
It's pretty good. It's
me too.
This here is really good. Matter of fact, I had a buddy come in, and you can't tell behind me because I'm blocking it, but I've got a little case back here, and it's full of Knob Creek. Every Knob Creek that's made. I got the 12, 15, 18 year, just regular, all of it. Oh, okay. He goes, man, he says, is your show sponsored by Knob Creek? I said, I wish it was.
Should be. Because I drink enough of it.
This is the Knob Creek up front, man. It's really nice, barely woody up front, and then on the back end you get that smoked maple, and it is sweet. Like Hound Dog said,
I still haven't tried it. I gotta get one. I gotta get a bottle.
Hey, go have you a big old giant steak, baked potato, and try it after that. Just relax on just in front of the TV or on the front porch.
I will do it.
No, it's awful. It's terrible.
Hound Dog says, been there, done that.
Yeah, you wouldn't want this on an empty stomach. It's too sweet for an empty stomach. But after a big meal, it's really good.
Hound Dog says no.
No.
Well, that's Hound Dog. And guys, if we sound like we're running down a little bit here, man, after the pre-podcast meeting talking about this stuff, all this officers, being killed and stuff, then actually producing these shows, us doing this, man, it takes a lot out of us. It does. It wears you down.
It does. Even being retired, you feel it because, I don't know, for that whole day as it was going on, number one, you switch over, you start listening to your different things you have, and people calling you, talking. The whole day, it's like you're involved in it. You're nowhere near it, but you just are. And at some point, you're like, God, I wish I was there,
You do. I felt the exact same way. Oh, why couldn't I not be in there? Why could I not be in there?
Like, my big ass probably would have had a hole in it too, I mean, just because you just want to be there sometime. For that kind of stuff, I'm in. For the kind of different politics bullshit, I'm out. You
get the survivor guilt when your brothers go down like that.
Yeah.
How did I do
true.
30 years?
Yeah.
How was I lucky enough to do 30 years?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And these, other people are not.
Like I said,
other than getting the shit knocked out of me a couple of times, all good.
Yeah. I recognize 12 years I did in patrol. That's all I did. And then I went to sergeant. So that's what saved me.
Yeah, you just don't. You just don't understand. It's like I don't know, lawyers or surgeons trying to explain to us we don't understand. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you are that blue, you're a cop. You don't understand. And matter of fact, I think it was you, Hound Dog. One of you guys posted something, or David Ferguson, I think, posted it. He's retired North Carolina trooper. You know, being a cop is like a one-way ticket to seeing everything you never wanted to see, or something like that.
Yeah. You can't unsee stuff,
You're right.
and that's with you forever.
Matter of fact, I talked to a buddy of mine today. How you like it up there in the mountains? I said, yeah, man, there's no ghost. He said, what do you mean? I said, Gastonia, I ride around. Okay, that's what kid got his head cut off. Over here's where Johnny got killed. Right here's where we had this big shootout with the cops and the bad guys. It's when when the officers went down over here. I don't see that up here.
Yep, exactly.
And that's why in Gastonia I don't see it either because
because you're one county over.
I got no ghosts.
Yep.
Except the ones out front walking by all the time. There's some zombies around here, bro.
It is Gastonia.
It's Gastonia. But don't worry, I got plenty. You know what? So I'm ready to go. But Jesus. But anyway, what we got? About 5 minutes left, guys. Anybody want?
Yeah, I've got 4 minutes left. I got a few things. I think we covered everything, man. You guys got anything you want? Any shout outs? Anything you want to talk about?
Just tunnels to
towers.
towers.
I hate that we're ending on the down note. We kind of like.
Yeah, but it is what it is. Tunnels to Towers is a great organization. Take care of first responders, veterans coming back, wounded. They build houses for them. They pay off mortgages, and they help people. It's a great cause. If you can help out, great. Tunnels to Towers. Tunnels to Towers.
Yeah. And a couple things I'd like to shout out to is not only the officers. We do this because we want to do it. This is the bottom line. We don't have to do this. We could be plumbers, or we could do something easy like firefighting. It's a joke.
Like firefighting. I like that. Yeah, that's good. You should have a laugh button for that now.
But what you don't see is, like you talk about the wife crying through her speech. You don't see what the family has to pay for it. You don't see your kids miss you at the ball games. They miss you at their dance recitals. They miss you because you're working. Christmas. Whatever day falls, you're working. You're not home for Christmas. You're not. The family really takes a big hit. So you can do what you want to do.
You know what was sad? There was a picture taken at the church. Looking up at the big screen where they were showing like video or pictures, a big movie screen at the church, and they showed a picture of Joshua Iyer and his wife and his little boy in a picture, and it showed Joshua Iyer's wife, her back, and little boy. She's holding a little boy, and the little boy's waving at the picture because he sees his dad.
Oh man!
Oh wow!
Isn't that some shit?
Yeah, you can't.
That's some shit.
Like I say, we started out with that, and we had to talk about it. We needed to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I tell you another thing about this podcast that the general viewers may not get is every officer we have on here is a guest. Every officer will listen to us say, "Man, this is so therapeutic." It's like sitting down at a bar or a restaurant and just talking to your buddies about the crap and the shit you've been through.
Yeah.
Very therapeutic.
That helps me. I know that.
Yeah.
That and going to the gym and throwing iron around. Oh, it fucking takes the stress right off me.
Me, man. He's always got to go there. Me pick up stuff.
Me pick up stuff and put it down. I think I'm in a commercial for Powerhouse, or what's the gym? What's the purple gym? What's that one? I pick things up and put them down.
Yeah.
Get the name of it.
All right, guys, we have covered all the stuff, all the notes we had to cover. And again, dispatchers, communicators, we appreciate you as well. The stress that they go through. Oh,
that dispatcher, that whole unit that day, they go through hell because they're hearing people they talk to, folks, every single day, and joke with on the radio. Hey, can I get some lunch? Well, when we're done busy. Well, okay, like just joking around. And when I used to be on patrol, I'd go up to the speakers, or go up to my dispatch and just sit down next to her and talk to her for a minute, off the radio, see how she's doing, see how the family's doing, and they have to listen to people. So-and-so's down, 10:33, and all of a sudden it goes from drinking a cup of coffee and having a snack to 100 miles an hour, and they do everything needed. Headquarters, submachines, headquarters.
Let me tell you, and they don't miss a beat. And if you've ever been in one of those areas, you go back to the communications, they've got just these giant monitors everywhere, computer screens right here, and they're monitoring all that at one time.
Yep.
Yeah. And they're just, it's unbelievable.
And then they have a bridge with the supervisors on it, and then out there in Charlotte at least, there's all the dispatchers. And then over here on your left is 911, and they're taking all the crazy calls. And it's just never stops. The stress on the bridge. Getting shot at's one thing, but having to take those calls, keeping track of all these
unseen heroes
units.
is what unseen heroes is what they are.
They're looking at a screen with units everywhere. And I'll tell you what the screen looked like on that shooting? There was probably 100 police cars all over that thing, and she had to know who everybody who was there on scene had to be documented. Like,
and we're a smaller department. We're like a precinct in Charlotte Meck. But dispatchers can tell what you need by the tone of your voice. They're that tuned in to the officers.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something, a sidebar too, growing up as a police brat, as my daughter did. She's been on this podcast she, in season 1 or 2. But, she's in elementary school, I don't know, second, third grade maybe. Her teacher says, hey, can you come talk to the cop? Can you come talk to the kids? Show me police car? Sure. And she was like, oh, what's up with this? I see, it's like I see this every day. Why don't I want to look at that car? I can set the car. I don't want. It was just every day. She was. I was a cop when she was born. To the day I retired, and it's just like, ugh, really, Daddy? Is that what's going on today?
Yeah.
No biggie.
Yeah.
But
all right, guys, we are 61 minutes into this.
Those people who are not into that every day, it's something to see.
Oh, it's pretty. And we'll say we aggravating the firefighters, man. Everybody love these. You get there and do these shows. You get there to see the cops, playing the cop cars, that big old giant red pickup.
Big old giant pickup truck.
That big pickup truck. You tell them in the mountains, man. Pickup trucks. That's the thing about this thing.
Having others hit a Knob Creek, dude. Okay,
yeah,
we're not talking about
that big old giant red fire engine pulls up, man.
It's
they
a
just
fire engine.
It's apparatus.
They drop us cops and right over them big old fire engines. They love them big old fire engines.
Big old
apparatuses.
Big old apparatus fire engine.
Apparatuses.
They got
guys,
fire
20 minutes into this.
truck.
First thing I have to note here is a shout out to Boone's Bourbon. Hey, if you like what you're seeing, if you don't like what you're seeing, either way, hit the like button. We need the love, man.
Hit the like and subscribe button.
Subscribe. Hey, guys, milestone, we've hit 100 subscribers.
Yeah.
Don't mean anything to these YouTubers that got millions of subscribers, but hey, you got to get 100 before you get a million. We've hit it. I think I've got this.
I was waiting. Yep, I was waiting for it.
He's slow on the button, so I did it myself.
He is.
So like, subscribe, please. If you want to comment on the show, please, by all means. And people are actually doing it now. I mean, we read these things. We do read them. We look them over, and we'll get back to you on them. Please give us some love. We'd like to see that. Please don't drink and drive. Drink responsibly. Anything else, guys?
Atchison Farming, Atchison Poultry Farm.
Hey, think about that for a second.
Atchison Poultry Farms. Farmers. Take care of our farmers.
Yep.
Where'd that come from? You got a box of chicken in front of you? What is that?
I got a cousin who's up.
Okay.
You don't listen to the podcast, do you, Slow?
I've said that for the last 3 podcasts.
You do not listen.
Oh, you did, but that was down the blue. Like, hey, support KFC.
I'm drinking Knob Creek.
Smoke something or another. I don't know what it is.
Smoke bourbon.
Matter of fact, I need to go to the dentist tomorrow. My tooth hurts for some reason.
Go ahead, Hound Dog. Did you have a shout out, brother? We interrupted you.
Oh, man, I do. Shout out to all law enforcement officers out there, to all first responders out there, to the families of law enforcement.
And let me tell you, you don't know the love support you got from us retirees. And we are a voice that answers to nobody. So if you got an issue, man, bring it to our attention, man. We're a voice that we can get it out there for you, and we answer to no one. We're retired.
We'll get suspended by YouTube again. We don't.
Oh yeah, we're out of YouTube
care.
jail, by the way, guys.
It gives me a day off. It gives me a freaking week off.
We're out of YouTube jail. Yeah, man. If you got a law enforcement issue, you got a law enforcement issue, man. Bring it to our attention. Yeah, we're not scared of your captain, your chief, or anybody. They can kiss our ass. We'll speak the truth for you.
Yep. We're off the leash.
Absolutely.
We are off the leash.
Cheers, fellas.
About ran out of music. All right, guys, we are out of this place.
Like and subscribe.
You mean it's over? Well, shit.